Hi there. I'm Machine Pun Kelly, and welcome to my channel. I suppose if you're watching this video, it's because you're wondering who I am and what this channel is all about. So I'll just give you a little background on myself. I used to be a NBA writer for Bleacher Report and some other websites, and uh, I started to get some following on Twitter based on that. But around 2016, when Trump started running for office, I felt like it was more important to let my political views be made known. And so I started to tweet more about politics. And as I tweeted more about politics, I started to gain I started to gain a larger following. And now I have, between my Substack, my Twitter account, my Blue Sky account, and whatever, I've gotten around getting close to 250,000 followers, all combined. And I sometimes, like my wife will say, "Isn't that weird? How do how does your brain handle that?" Because it does seem like a lot of people, and it is sort of surreal to me that I have that many followers when I'm not like anybody of note or anything. I don't have any national exposure, and so I joke about it sometimes on Blue Sky too. Like, why are you idiots following me? But if I'm being serious and being honest, I think that the reason that I have gotten a decent sized following is that I really am a seeker of truth. And I think truth is like a tuning fork. Uh, when you strike it right, it resonates. There's just something that says, like, this is the truth. And everything that I do, I try to find that resonance. And so I dig in deep and I keep looking until it sounds right, like it sounds true. And I don't mean sounds true as in not fake. I mean sounds true as in pure. And I think that people respond to that. I think that people recognize that kind of t- tone when they hear it, and I think that resonates with them, and that's why I've gotten a following. So now I've been taking this approach to my YouTube channel, which I started in earnest about 3 or 4 months ago, in about October of 2024. And with my YouTube channel, I've kind of figured this out as I'm going along. And there are some major features of it. One is I have these whiteboard videos that I do, these explainer videos that explain the intricacies of different complicated policies. And while these things only take like 12 minutes to watch, 10 to 12 minutes to watch usually, they usually also take around 40 to 50 hours to create, just the script and uh, doing the research. Along with that, I have the Pun Show. And the Pun Show is, on the one hand, we have some shows where it's myself and my co-host Nahan San Diego, and we'll go through and we will just digest the news together and talk about what's going on. But we also have guests on, and we have two types of guests. One type of guest is experts. I think in today's media age, there's a tendency to, even when experts come on the news, they're asked like 3 or 4 loaded questions where the answer is expected, and there's no real delving into complicated subjects. And so I try to have guests on that are experts where I'm not trying to lead them to answer a question in a certain way, where I'm trying to actually get to what they understand. Because like I said, like my personal goal is to find truth in things. And if I already know what I want them to say, then what's the point of having them on? Like I want them on so that I can learn from them. And then along with the experts, there's usually people that are affected by that kind of policy. So I also like to have guests on that are uh, in that category, like that. have been affected by policy or that would be affected by policy. So, for example, I had an abortion provider on, and she talked about, why she chooses to do what she does. It's not all she does. It's only about 10% of what she does, but she had her reasons for doing it, and it was really interesting to have her on and hear her talk about that. But then we also had 4 women come on that had earlier in their lives, had abortions performed, then later in life had children, and so they explained why they had abortions. And it really helped me as a white guy that's never had to face these decisions to really think about things in a different way. So I have the whiteboard videos, and I have the interviews with the Punch Show, and then along with that, I have a Substack. And for all the whiteboard videos I do, as I said, I do a lot of research that goes into those. And sometimes people will say, "Well, where did you get this information?" Or how do I know this is true? So what I started doing is now, whenever I do one of the whiteboard videos, I have an accompanying Substack that has the script for the video that I read out, but it also has inline links to support all the arguments that I make in the whiteboard video. So it's not just me spouting off. And between the interviews of the guests, the expert guests, and the people who have been affected by the policy, and my own study into the different aspects of policy, it starts to form a somewhat complete picture. And out of all of that, I synthesize it and I write another Substack article that kind of just says, this is what I learned, this is what I got out of all of this. And we'll also talk about that on the Punch Show. And I've learned some things about food, and I try to share some of that. And I try to share how you can eat a healthier diet without working so hard that it seems almost impossible. So there's some things I've learned, like milling your own flour and baking your own bread, and freezing your own food and canning your own food so that you're not eating so much super processed food. I've learned some things about that I also like to share. And some people are interested in those things. And of course, there are puns, little machine puns. I've been making these little kind of cartoon things lately. We'll see how that goes. So there's other tangential things that I do on my channel. But the main thing is I try to inform, I try to find truth, and then I try to share that truth. So if you are a seeker of truth, if you're interested in learning and not just debating, then welcome to the channel. Hit like and subscribe, and hopefully we'll see you in the comment section. Appreciate you.